potentially overcome any tendencies towards this unfortunate malady that currently affects 5.4 million Americans and costs our healthcare system in excess of $240 billion annually. Now, there have been synthetic cannabinoids that have been developed by the pharmaceutical community. Back in 1986, a product called Marinol was actually FDA approved and still continues to be approved today. The patent expired back in 2006, and now a generic version called Dronabinol is actually available. But certainly patients prefer, by and large, to go pay money out of pocket to the dispensary because they can get natural botanical cannabis to help control certain medical indications, where they find the pharmaceutical version to potentially be somewhat effective, but also containing significant amounts of side effects. One of our pharma partners is looking at a way to deliver this Marinol in a different method that will not go through the digestive tract, because what happens when you take THC through the digestive tract, it's all of this, it's very interesting. A good portion of the Colorado market is actually edible products, the people who ingest cannabinoids. This is about 70% of the entire Colorado market. So yes, there's still a market for smoked cannabis, but many of the regular cannabis users like the effect that you get when you eat and ingest cannabis. It takes sometimes an hour, a couple of hours for it to fully filter through the liver, but here you get your delta-9 THC, as it's called, will potentially be metabolized into delta-11 THC, which if you look at might be 2 orders of magnitudes higher, thus you might get a different type of effect. And many people find it to be a more sustained, longer relaxing type of effect, but certainly people would certainly prefer, as we've seen from evidence here, rather pay out of pocket for the natural botanical product versus the pharmaceutically developed product. And great research has been done by Dr. Bradford at the University of Georgia, showing that in states where cannabis is legal, the pharmaceutical Medicare Part D expenditures are about 30% lower. Again, this is presumably because many people are giving up their pharmaceutical meds in favor of cannabis-based medicines. Now, if this was legalized throughout the U.S., this little trend might actually save our healthcare system as much as $500 million in annual expenditures. So even the National Institute of Drug Abuse, our NIDA group, has actually now admitted that there's some potential benefit. They're, of course, seeing this unfortunate opioid overdose death epidemic that's involved with our country, and certainly we're excited to see that even NIDA is now saying, yes, there might be some interesting benefit for cannabinoids to replace opioids. We truly think the future of pain medicine will be a high-dose cannabinoid, low-dose opioid combination therapeutic, and of course our pharma partners are very excited to be involved in this particular space. So around the world, around the globe, there's some great amount of research going on into cannabinoids. As I've mentioned, here's a nice article showing CBD as a therapeutic agent, and we're certainly excited about this. Here's a link to that particular study, and we've seen that cannabinoids are currently being researched around the globe for a huge number of medical indications. Things such as we see, here, neurological disorders, great research going on in Israel, where they're very progressive. Here, certainly we see great research going on in terms of metabolic syndrome, which is something that we believe that there are tremendous benefits for patients with all kinds of inflammatory conditions, your heart disease, cardiovascular risk, your diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, all can be helped by lowering these inflammatory markers. Great research into depression going on in Spain. Traumatic head injury, our Canna Life Sciences group out of New York is researching a cannabinoid-based medication to treat this. There's been some great cancer research going on by Dr. Sean McAllister at California Pacific Medical Center, and certainly around the globe there's a great amount of back to the year